Whether it's Monday night or Friday night, these two are definitely rivals. Leon and Lincoln are ready to battle it out for their common acronym and find out who the real LHS of Tallahassee is. It's been a bit of a wacky last few days, though. Hurricane Helene, of course, has us playing tonight rather than Friday, and I spoke with both head coaches about what their last few days have looked like since there wasn't school on Thursday or Friday. Head coach of Lincoln, Jimmy Tyson, said, "I haven't seen my team since Wednesday." The prep, though, is more mental at this point in the season and less physical, so he has a lot of confidence in his guys. On the home side, Leon did have practice yesterday. Their head coach, William Mosley, said, "I liked the effort I saw from them." So, Ben, they're ready to compete against a Lincoln team that has won the last 25 matchups. Perfect opportunity for Lincoln to get back on track. They tallied their first loss of the season last Friday against Gadsden County. The final score was 31-21. And Ben, I know you and I were surprised at that result. The most shocking part about it are those 31 points given up by the Lincoln defense. They're normally the heart and soul of this team, and just up until last week, they had only given up about a touchdown in a single game. I spoke with veteran member Kendrick Scott, and he called the game a wake-up call. He said, "I don't think we were being arrogant, but I do think that we were riding a high of winning games, and we needed that experience to fix some weak spots." The Trojans have been working all week to tie up those loose ends, and they've got a district championship on the line tonight, Ben. Coach, everyone wants to have this interview with you, and it's understandable why. 3 years and a state championship already. How did you do this?
The kids, man.
Welcome back to Gene Cox Stadium. We are all tied up at half, 7-7, Rickards-Childs, and I am down here on the field with principal of Childs High School, Joe Burgess, and we have some nice ambiance for this interview. Tell me about the band program. Ben, I was about to just tell you about how much success Florida High has had with the run game, and clearly they just showed you for me, but a guy that left big shoes to fill in that role was Makai Danzy. He was one of the most dynamic playmakers in high school football during his career at Florida High. He is now at Florida State, and he is taking more than just his symbol and his colors, garnet and gold, with him. This summer he tweeted, "10 toes down for my Florida High and my FSU football family. I will be wearing number 19, just like my head coach, Jared Hickman." Ben, we're celebrating spooky season tonight, but Gadsden County has been celebrating all season long. Every week when they run out, one person wears a Jason mask, one person carries a Chucky doll, and I heard tonight they have a devil mask as well. And I spoke with Coach Ellington about their terrifying tradition, and he said they want to look scary to all of their opponents. That's the logic behind it. And he said, as long as they're being disciplined and doing what they need to do, I stay out of it. If it makes them happy, it makes me happy too. And it seems to be working, Ben. They turned a 6-5 last season to a 7-1 this season, and they'll look to continue that run tonight against Taylor County with a perfect game. 1 quarter to go in the 2024 Rural State Championship. Madison County leads Hawthorne 13-6. And guys, these are two teams with a lot of history. I had a hunch that their head coaches might have had some history as well. So I asked head coach of the Cowboys, Bryce Harris, and he said, now, Coach Ingram might not remember this as well, but when he was a senior in high school, I coached at Hawthorne during that spring. Coach Ingram used to throw for me while I was coaching up the DBs, and, you know, we have kind of a relationship. We'll chat back and forth. Of course, they're rivals tonight, but these two go way back, and I'm sure they'll be friends at the end of the night. Wiley, it's safe to say there's more on the line today for Venice. A 4th state championship appearance, but a potential 3rd consecutive loss, and head coach John Peacock is definitely feeling that pressure. He said earlier this week there was a moment after our win on Friday that I just thought to myself, we have to win. No one is going to talk about the fact that we made it to 4 straight state championships. They're going to say they go there and lose. Now, I don't necessarily think the team is feeling that pressure, but there's definitely a sense of urgency among them. 1 down, 3 quarters to go in this one from Pitbull Stadium at FIU. Cocoa currently leads Gadsden County 14-7. A lot of that lead due to Javon Boggs. A sneak peek at what Florida State fans can see from him coming up. He can do a lot on the field. I spoke with Coach Snyder about what he can do off the field. He said he's a great kid, never gets in trouble. He's actually pretty quiet and does exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Coach Snyder also said he's a good friend of head coach at Florida State, Mike Norvell, and and he called him up when Javon made the flip just a few days ago and said, you guys better take care of my Javon while he's up here in Tallahassee. Coco is going to miss him next year. 6 of the last 7, Wiley. That's how many these two have combined rural state championships. Hawthorne on their way to a 3rd potentially, but standing in their way is a revenge-hungry Madison County team who I spoke with their head coach, Price Harris, and he said, the key for us is going to be comfort. I felt like last year we let some nerves kick in. We definitely have some memories for that one that we would like to rectify, but we know Hawthorne, we know what they bring into football games. We can pretty much bet on this late season matchup every year, and that's a testament to their coaching staff and players. But Wiley, 2 teams, a whole lot of history, a whole lot of success. We're in for a good one tonight. Possibly the fastest, but the talk of the town this year has been Dudley and how quick she is. So, of course, I asked Coach Penske, which one is faster? Have you guys ever done a competition, ever put them up against each other? And he said, you know, the goal during the season is to get the best out of them, but also protect them. And he said, I might age about 10 years if I sit and watch them run down the field and possibly tear their hamstring. And he also said Beata would want to get in there, Echegini would want to get in there. They are all so competitive. So maybe in the spring we'll find out who the real fastest Florida State player is.
That's great, Emily. I could imagine.